Here is Ospreay being cringes. Here's Bruv being cringes. Triple H lives rent-free in these minds, man. It's all they talk about. They obsess. It's all they can think about. Triple H's thought says, when you're afraid of the grind, so you behave passive-aggressively in front of a few dozen fans to feel better about yourself. Exactly, man. Doing this for likes with the super geeks, man. This is so cringe. Triple H lives rent-free. Okay, and let's see what this is all about. They had a guy come out to Triple H's music and everything, and they call him Triple H. And they have him come out to Triple H's music, his Titantron, right? And they're like, or they don't have a Titantron, but you guys get it. Like they're playing the video of them. They do have a screen back there or whatever. And then this guy comes out looking like a bum, making fun of Triple H. Lives like Cody Rhodes wasn't even. I mean, he smashed the throne and all that, but at least he's a Rhodes. At least wrestling has more than one royal family. Like, you're just scared of the grind, and you're so mad that Triple H called you out for being in clown shoes. I quote tweeted it and I was like, Stephanie McMahon hits a better pedigree than that. I've seen Steph hit a better thing than that, dude. Yeah, this is the grind right here. Wrestling some schlub trying to make fun of a guy that has outdrawn you tenfold. Yeah, these people are fuck. It's so cringe, man. It's so cringe. This is like huckster level cringe stuff, and the fact they can't see that, I mean, it's just such an L. Elijah, FKA Elias, has signed with ROH AEW, so he's with the righteous. Good for them, and good for him. He'll hopefully make some money. It's a good pairing for him to. He can like play them to the ring. Another big piece of news that no one's talking about. There was a firing in AEW, and like nobody's talking about it. So Bear Boulder, this human piece of scumbag, 330 plus pound man. Well, he got arrested for battery, right? So this angry ginger, I don't know how to say this on YouTube. So in Minecraft, this fat douchebag stepped on his partner's throat until she was left unconscious, and beat it out of her. He got arrested for battery, so they fired him. Good thing Tony Khan grew a spine for this, I guess.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
And then look at AEW blog. Just copy and pasted dude's tweet. Like these hack-ass Twitter accounts. Twitter's so hacky, bro. Anyways, though, it's this guy. This is the he's doing on Collision. We're gonna get done.
Hey, but these two masks spreading cheeks and lifting.
Oh, they're spreading cheeks. Like his gimmick is like finger banging his own mouth and being a goof. And his tag partner here on the right, like whatever, he's chill, but like he's always being cringe on X too. Sorry, just calling it, just saying what it is. And like, look, they're just doing this goober talking about like eating ass and Titty City.
Listen, I'm not saying
it's Titty City. This guy's beating women, beats his wife, stands on her neck or whatever in Minecraft. Gets arrested. So as Cornette would say, come feed him fish heads. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. And like, this isn't being blown up. If this is in WWE, it'd be like, see, WWE protects women beaters. They know Pete Odyssey Jones, Matt Riddle. Now this, they'd all be lumped together. So cringe that these people don't keep the same energy. There's more fake outrage from Blair Davenport than there is this poor woman here. Not saying like cancel it. You guys know my stance. I'm not going to preface this. I've done 100 plus shows, almost 200 pods and 200 live shows, or 100 live shows and 100 pods. So it's just like, and then all the appearances I've done and like that, you know, we're in the hundreds now. You guys know my stance, you know, innocent until proven guilty. All these arrested, stood on her neck. It's hard to fake that. That's one where seems irrefutable, and Tony just fired him right away. So just gross, man. Terrible and gross, and that was a well-deserved firing if there ever was one, being overshadowed by the WWE firings. And you know that the bot accounts are doing what they do, and they are definitely taking advantage of, you know, just burying the Phil is wrestling's Norm Macdonald. That's the greatest compliment I've maybe ever gotten in my life. Thank you. Norm is truly one of a kind, and I get sad thinking about his the end there, you know. But anyways, back to wrestling. So Fightful says Tony Khan invites Luka Doncic, sorry if I botch it, I'm Canadian, remember, and the Los Angeles Lakers to AEW Revolution. Okay, like whatever. I mean, he can't even get NFL players at it, so hopefully he pulls it off. Rooting for him. Rey Fenix opens up about his AEW status. He says, it's very difficult to wear the shirt of one relationship when you need the other party to back you up, to support you, or simply not ask for anything exaggerated that you deserve as an athlete and as part of the relationship. So he's tiptoeing, stepping on eggshells here, walking around eggshells. What he's trying to say is, like, it's hard to be like, yeah, I love AEW, and when they won't just let me go, or let me go do this other thing, or they shelve me and pull my merch off. Look how dope this gear he's wearing in this picture is too. He's like, I'm not asking for anything exaggerated, meaning I worked during the pandemic and these assholes wouldn't let me go be with my brother, you know, and really me there. He goes, basically, I'm still under contract with an additional extension. I'm waiting to be used, to be called to work, or to have my situation clarified a little more. So Tony's not even like clarifying what is going on, dude. It's
The best
such a
guy is
shit
Tony
show.
Khan.
And it's unfortunate. However, we knew this was the case. He tells this to Parasta. Not even sure who that is. I don't think they can leak to Chris Prolific anymore. I think he got stooged out as well because he's just saying dumb it now. But yeah, I'd love to see Rey Fenix back, I guess, on AEW TV, but not even. What's the motivation to work there? It will be a hot luchador summer, hopefully, for these guys, right? If we do some quick maths on his contract, and if we're to speculate, and if we're to, you know, DMing with some friends and allegedlys and just me piecing it together, I think there'll be an Rey Fuego summer, hopefully. You know what I mean? Here's Tony Khan defending this lie. So we're not about to sit here and say, so as you can see here, awful wrestling. The ARPR department must be stupid. So a week ago, they tweeted, we are just 7 days out from AEW Grand Slam Australia on pay-per-view at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Now, chat, who the has been calling it the Grand Slam Slam? Who coined the fucking term?
Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
Your boy Phil, and I have other posts too. We covered them on the last show, so I'm not going to do it again. Okay? Again! I'm not going to go over the same tweets because I unbookmarked them. But also, Tony was quoted in an interview saying, oh yeah, it's to bring the best pay-per-view for television and, or whatever, the best pay-per-view experience for the time delay. And then it was reported by Dirt Sheets. Yeah, the AEW pay-per-view, the AEW pay-per-view. AEW's own PR a week ago, with us, and then we tweaking ho. Everybody catching bullet holes now. Who is that? I do that every week. Who is it? It's Bobby Shmurda.
Sometimes
right?
in life you got to be a hoe.
I'm usually right. So here's Tony Khan talking about charging people up to $5,000 a ticket for a collision, and they had to move it to a smaller building. And then this guy's like, "This is criminal, smooth criminal. You've been struck by a not so smooth criminal, dude." So blatant dick slap to the face. This is terrible, and shame on them. This is the Grand Slam scam, dude.
Kenny Omega's teaming with Will Ospreay at our biggest collision ever, Grand Slam Australia, next Saturday on Collision after the NBA All-Star Saturday, which is a huge lead-in and a huge opportunity to put on something like that. Kenny Omega's teaming with Will Ospreay at our biggest collision ever, Grand Slam Australia, next Saturday on Collision after the NBA All-Star Saturday, which is a huge
on Collision, and the people going, why would you think it was a pay-per-view? The real ones knew it wasn't. No, they don't, because I pointed it out a bunch, okay? Tony's own words from interviews, what the Dirt Sheets ran with, what their own PR saying 7 days ago, and also the fact that they've Grand Slam was always on Wednesdays. They've competed against their own collisions with pay-per-views before. They've taken they didn't promote it as Grand Slam Dynamite or Grand Slam Collision. They just did Grand Slam. They even promoted it as a pay-per-view. They tried to run a big, massive show, and they've used pay-per-view names like Fyter Fest and made them TV specials, and Beach Break was a pay-per-view once, but then is a TV special one time or whatever. They've done that before. So yes, everyone thought it was a pay-per-view. Every single person. Okay, instead they're ripping them off. So I know we're like, oh, we'll be up all night. I don't even think so. Because it's like maybe if there's a time gap, like for the All-Star game, we'll watch the end of that if they don't wrap up right away, and then we'll just do hot news till it starts. But it's going to be like 2 hours long because it's just a collision. So it's complete and utter. And Tony Khan's lying, dude. You liar. Complete and utter liar. Okay, so moving along here, we have Bischoff going off on AEW as well. Bear Boulder fired from AEW after battery arrest, that guy. And so AEW CEO Tony Khan says he wants to keep company private to pass it down to his kids. What the? Tony's going to have kids, bro? With who? Is he going to artificially inseminate Dave Meltzer? That's gross, dude.
I don't know.
So key points. All Elite Wrestling CEO Tony Khan spoke with CNBC Sports Radio Show in New Orleans. Khan said that he had no interest in going public because he wants to pass the league down to his kids who haven't even been born yet.
You what?
Tony Khan's so funny, man. I love him so much, bro. He's so ridiculously funny. Oh, man. It's hilarious. Kids being Daniel Bryan and the Young Bucks. Yeah. Dude, the Young Bucks are older than him, I think. Oh, man. So Tony Khan just straight delusional, bro. Speaking of delusion, you know, people like to say, oh, Phil, what do you know? Well, even Seth Franklin Rollins agrees with us. Like, and this isn't him. Maybe this is character. Here's the thing. I think Seth just goes off now because he doesn't give a he has his money. He has his family. He literally could not make another dime, and he's set for life. He's all good. He's over. So even if he says this, gets fired from WWE, he can go to AEW. He can go to any company, make a bag. He knows that. He's all good. He could just start streaming himself playing Madden, and he'll be all right. And I tell the famous story one time at a house show, Rollins wins a triple threat match or a fatal four-way or whatever, and he comes to the corner I'm at, the Shield corner, actually, is what they call it, to shake everyone's hands. And I stand up to go shake his hands, and Rollins, even though he's the baby face, he looks at me with utter disgust, like, man, like he looked at me with just utter disdain. I have no idea why. He still shook my hand, boom. And then he just kept going down the line. And it was weird, right? And I wasn't a kid. This is me. I was an adult. Now, were there kids and women lined up? Yeah, but I paid my ticket. You know what I mean? I'm right there, dude. So this is Seth. So we obviously don't see eye to eye. This guy hates me. I've never even met him in my life cordially, right? Great guy. Never met him. No. But so that's my house show experience with one Seth Franklin Rollins. Still a fan, right? This is a long time ago, too. But anyways, we agree. Look at him just laughing, and he's like, no one in AEW is even at my and this isn't to bury everyone, but when you have assholes like MJF going at Jimmy Corderas and stuff, this is what you get. This is the karma. You get a guy like Seth being like, dude, none of you guys could even hang with us.
I don't think there's anybody in AEW that's on that level.
So this is what they're saying. Like, who's the Luka Doncic trade for WWE and AEW? What's the equivalent? And Rollins is like, I don't think anybody is even on that level in AEW.
We'll make some headlines with this one. I don't think there's anybody in AEW that's on that level. But, I mean, you're probably looking at like, if you're looking at a LeBron, you know, I mean, that's like a John Cena level guy.
There you go. Can't, you know, who, Kenny? I don't know. He doesn't even draw.
So be looking
at. I love Kenny. Kenny, go to WWE. Prove them wrong. Ospreay, embrace the grind. Prove them wrong. Oh, no, bro. Fine, you take the easy money. What's the old saying? Fast money comes with slow problems. You know what I mean?
Like a John Cena for you know, an MJF maybe. You know what I mean? That'd be like the deal. Luke would be the MJF. Yeah, that's that.
Then he shouts out MJF.
With this one.
So
I don't think
you gotta. Then when you talk on Corderas, like no one in WWE's freaking out about Meltzer shilling all the time, other than Nathan Frazier will just roast him. It's funny because Nathan Frazier roasts Meltzer, but Meltzer loves him so much. And it's so funny. But yeah, Seth just he's like, I guess MJF would kind of be that guy. So not even really putting him over, you know? Eric Bischoff goes off on AEW and he says that AEW is the place where careers go to die. Now, a lot of people were quote tweeting this and they're like, oh, old grifter whose career died. Omega, Ospreay, MJF, da-da-da. That's true. Some people are just bigger by proxy. You know, like Ospreay's never had even though it's not he's never had the exposure that he's got now. But I mean, he's talking about like Edge and Lashley and these guys who go over there. Athena, you just go there and you just make loads of money, but then you get clowned on and stuff. And yes, is he being drastic? Yes, he's in an all-out war with them. So I wouldn't say it's where careers go to die. I would say AEW will collapse as a whole if Tony Khan doesn't get it together. And by collapse, I mean it will just become a shell of its former self. It's already becoming that. It already is that. But there's going to come a day where it is not even, where making fun of it won't even get clicks anymore. And we'll be comparing like TNA to WWE and stuff. There'll come that day. There'll come the day where I'll be the one you see. It's gonna be Tony
The best guy's Tony Khan.
So I don't know if I fully agree with Bischoff there, right? But he's just talking it and let him talk it. So Bischoff calls Will Ospreay a bust. He doesn't draw money, and this is on Shaq Wrestling. I think we covered this before, no, but since we're laughing at Ospreay here tonight, folks, let's give this a listen here. Shaq Wrestling, aka John Alba's little brother, is my roast joke to him. So here we go.
The supposed best, if you're one of the small percentage of the audience wrestling moves, because it looks kind of like the video game you play, you're happy as hell. The problem is there's not enough of them to build a business around.
Yeah, I just wanted to pause a bunch, but they're like, okay, there's not enough of those guys to build an actual business around. You know, if you're one of these dudes who just wants to go repeat video game moves. Now, again, I'm not one of these video game moves because that's kind of all of wrestling. But at the same time, yeah, he's going hard at Ospreay. And Ospreay, he's just coping, man. That Triple H video we watched earlier, it just seems incredibly copish, right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW news.